to stop being angry all the time and blaming others for your unhappiness. This is what some psychologists or some therapists or some experts would refer to as victim mentality disorder. Now, are you someone right now who's feeling angry all the time? You're feeling angry about not being happy at work, or you're angry about someone not giving you something in a relationship, or you're angry about things that didn't go right for you in the past, or you're angry that you're not living the life that you want. You're angry at other people, you're jealous because you see people on social media that are living rich, successful lives, and you're comparing yourself to them and you don't have anything close, and you're getting angry. Or you're angry at your friend. You're so secretly angry at your friend because you feel that your friend is holding you back, or your friend's putting you down. Or maybe you're angry at your parents. A lot of young people, a lot of older people are mad at their parents. They think that their parents have messed them up in life, that they're not doing well financially, or they're not where they want to be in their career because it's their parents' fault. There's always someone to blame. So in this video, I'm going to share my honest experience with how I overcome that and how you can do the same. But of course, this is one of those sensitive subjects where no one can force you. I wouldn't even try and force people to change. It's not possible. People only throw it back in your face. But I can share this information, be genuine, and if people want to take it and they've got the courage, they will be very grateful that this could totally change your life. So where do we start? I've got so many true accounts. Shall I start with myself, talking about how I changed my anger, my aggression, my victim mentality, and became a better person? I can also share experiences. I won't say names. I've met a lot of people along my journey of life, and I've seen them constantly doing this. And I've also met so many people who've got a great attitude towards life. They always seem to get success, and they always treat people very well. I've got so many accounts, so we can go through that today, and we can just see where this video goes. So maybe some of you have heard the term awaken, when someone has awakened spiritually, or they've woken up. Now, everyone's got their own interpretation of that. I'll share mine. You guys and girls are welcome to share yours in the box below. I basically think awakening is really just about common sense. It's about awakening to the truth that if you're not kind and you're not a decent person, then you're just going to keep getting that in your life. You know, awakening to the fact that if you blame other people, then you're just going to keep coming across problems in your life. You're going to sabotage yourself. If you're always blaming other people, then you're being selfish. You know, all you do is think that the whole world revolves around you, when it doesn't. There's many other people in the world. There's your family, there's your friends. If you're a person that's always thinking about what they can get, instead of thinking about, okay, yeah, obviously I'd like to fill my own needs, but how can I help other people? How can I be kinder? So for me personally, the self-awakening is obviously the awakening to love, to kindness, to truth, to honesty, to compassion. Now that doesn't mean that when you awaken that you're some perfect person. That's obviously out of balance. That's not realistic. Doesn't mean that you don't get angry or upset. Of course you do, but you just don't do it as consistent. You're not in that extreme of always being a victim and always being angry and always projecting. So awakening is about being aware of your own negative projections in the world, and being conscious about what is you and what is not others, and controlling that, having a choice. So you're awakening to your own power. You're awakening to the fact, the truth that you've got an incredible potential, but you have to obviously choose to use your potential, like a superhero, like Batman or Superman. Awakening is also awakening to the fact that everyone's got a negative aspect in themselves. So it's awakening to all these different things. But for me, awakening is about awakening to kindness. Because I remember when I was younger, I was not just a kind person. And I saw a lot of people that were, and obviously things happened. So what generally happens to people, which is why they end up being victims, obviously they get hurt. And it isn't fair. It's not justified. I got hurt loads growing up. It wasn't fair. For no reason. I was a good person. I was kind. I wasn't vengeful or manipulative or anything like that. And I got bullied. And then it made me angry. It made me full of rage. And I wanted to get people back that hurt me, right? And I started fighting a lot and doing that. But it didn't get me nowhere. So it doesn't mean you just let people walk all over you. Of course not. Of course you've got to stand up for yourself if it's necessary, self-defense within the law. But it also means forgiveness. It means that you can't hold on to every bit of resentment, because it just kills you inside. Any intelligent person will tell you this, that's done a lot of inner work or made changes in their life. So I used to be like that. I used to be angry towards my parents. I was angry towards my school teachers. I was angry towards my friends. And I was blaming them, my parents, my school teachers and my friends and everyone, society, blaming them for the fact that I was depressed and I was unhappy and I didn't have a girlfriend, I couldn't make any money. I did that for years. That's why I stayed in that place of darkness, and I wanted to commit suicide, and I hated myself for a period. I hated other people, which is not a nice place to be in life. It really isn't. And I felt justified when I was doing that. I felt like I was being powerful and I was controlling something, but I realized I wasn't. I was just making myself a victim. And then I got to a point of realizing that it wasn't down to my parents or my school teachers or my friends, it was down to me. And when I started to listen to Les Brown and motivational stuff, and I started to see examples of people that were conducting they're conducting themselves in such a fantastic way, and I wasn't, and it made me feel ashamed, and it made me feel embarrassed and disgraced that people from the same predicament that had been through maybe worse things than me were still kind, they had a great attitude, and they were doing well in life. So I realised blaming other people and being angry, it doesn't get you success, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. There's something in all human beings. Now we can get onto God in a second, I want to talk about that and the universe. There's something intrinsic, there's something in every human being that doesn't respect victim mentality. We don't validate that as a culture. Maybe some people will do, but collectively, that's why we admire leaders. In general, obviously there's been some bad leaders, but we admire people that are successful, that are doing kind things, that are being positive, that get through difficult times, that still got a positive attitude, even when people are being unkind to them. We admire strength because we know that takes something very special in a person. So when I realized this and I started to awaken to the truth, you could say awaken spiritually, fine. I woke up psychologically, spiritually. I went, whoa, I've been in a real bad sleep. You know, I've literally been in a bubble of hatred, of anger, of depression, of believing that I can't achieve anything, I'm not good enough. I've been living in that for years and I've woken out of it. It's like a slap in the face in the morning or someone splashing cold when I'm thinking, what am I doing in my life? What the hell have I been thinking? Yeah, I'm around negative people. Well, why do I continue to hang around them? Why don't I just grow some confidence and some balls and end the relationships and go out and make new friends? You know, why am I not allowing myself to go out and get a girlfriend? Fear. Because I was projecting my fears onto other people. I was angry and frightened by my own fear and I couldn't deal with it. I told myself that. So when I started to take responsibility and start facing my fears and I stopped blaming my parents and I started to think, actually, my parents have done a lot for me. They gave me food, they gave me a lot of love. No parents are perfect, but they're very good people. You know, if it wasn't for them, I would be in a worse position. So I can't blame my parents. I have to let go of that, and I can't blame school teachers. They've done some things that are wrong, but the truth doesn't lie there. The real truth doesn't lie there. The truth lies in me going out, fulfilling my own potential and taking responsibility. And I don't have to agree with a negative friend who's also got a victim mentality and wants to blame everyone. Blame women, blame men, blame culture, blame this, blame that. Doesn't work. If it worked, every person would be rich, famous and happy. Because there's so many people blaming and complaining. It doesn't work. It just digs a deeper hole, right? So it's your choice if you want to do that. You've got your own choice. It's your life. You've got your God-given choice. But for some reason, I am a person of faith. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I think that's obvious. Everyone does. But I really believe the way that God works and my own life experience has taught me this in the universe. When you're angry all the time and you keep blaming, you're just going to get bad luck. You're just going to keep getting angry and keep getting depression. You're going to get horrible emotion. When you're a kind person and you're not manipulative and you're not always trying to get things from people and you're just being grateful for life, for the challenges, for the little things in life, you get success. People want to be nice to you. You know, you attract more money, you attract everything. People want to be around you. So deep down, people, if you're going for a stage at the moment where you feel, I went for a stage where you feel like everyone's rejecting you, they are. They're rejecting your unkindness. They're not rejecting you entirely as a human being, because it's not who you are. So when I woke up, I realized this is actually not who I am. I wasn't like this when I was with my family when I was younger. I was a really kind, social. I was just a decent human being, that had confidence, that was caring and open. I wasn't this closed, angry, vicious, self-hating, and I've woken out of it, and I became successful. So I'm someone who's lived and done what they've taught, and come from a good place, then a very dark place, and then back into a good place. And a lot of my mentors taught me this. I learnt this from all of them. So I've seen it, people that if they keep complaining about their boss ain't treating them well. Look, I'm not saying that he's not, but you could change it. You could leave your job. So if you always blame other people for your disposition in life, you ain't going to get to where you want to get to. So it takes so much strength and character, and you've got to work through your anger, your resentment, your addiction, your shame, all that toxicity, that toxic energy. You have to learn to get out of that by taking action. So becoming fearless is about taking responsibility. Successful people use negative things that have happened to them, and they use the fuel off that energy, and they put it into motivation, and they go out and create success, and they always add value to people. So when someone is blaming everyone being a victim, you're actually being very selfish. You're being very selfish because you're making it all about you. It's too egotistical. Of course it's narcissistic when it's all about you. And I went through a stage of that. That's why I had no success in my life. And when I started not focusing just on myself and giving and helping people, generally helping, then I got so much, the whole world. I got love from the whole world pretty much. Every area I got successful in. So this works 100%. I think it's the way God works. Whatever you believe in, nature, 100% people, God, nature. It is obviously karma. Obviously what you put out is what you get back. It's a scientific precedent. So it's not just, I think this is true. So if you keep putting anger out towards people, they're gonna be angry back at you. That's what happened to me when I was in my 20s. I was always getting into fights, I was always getting into arguments, I was always having disputes, I was always having relationship breakdowns. And when I changed, that didn't happen as much. It really reduced. Everything went more positive. So everyone's got a personal responsibility, because we've all been through bad things. I can give you a list down to here of every bad thing that's happened to me that weren't right, things that people done to me that were terrible, and I know you could give me the same. Or I can give you a list of every kind thing that a person done to me in my life, the list is massive. You see? So it's all about focusing on the positive and not blaming. And when you awaken to your potential and the potentiality of you being a better person, then it's crazy to say it, the world looks very different. The world looks very different when you change. So people want everyone else to change, but they don't want to change. So when I was at a job years ago where the boss was manipulative, he was treating me bad, I left the job. I educated myself and I became my own boss, and I worked with very nice people, nice clients, and all this YouTube channel, all the people. So it's really about common sense. But I think deep down, the problem with this is, I'll tell you the problem. There's two aspects in human beings. We'll explain it. There's a really kind, loving, positive person that knows what I'm saying is totally true, and knows that they could be better and they could forgive and move on, take responsibility, make a difference in the world. But there's the other aspect that doesn't want to do that, that enjoys sorrow, it enjoys being a victim, it enjoys being dramatic and talking bad about people and being angry and all that kind. It enjoys that, and it's a very negative, toxic, addictive personality trait. I've got it, you've got it, everyone has it. But there's a choice not to be that person, not to feed that. So no one's perfect here, I'm not. But that's not an excuse not to awaken to who you are as a person and be a better representation in the world, and watch your life change. Watch people want to be around you. Watch your finances improve. Watch every aspect of your life. Your family. I got on better with my family when I stopped doing it. I remember apologising to my mum and my dad. So I'm sorry that I blamed you, that was my fault, my attitude, I was angry. thanks for all the good things you've done. So you can always turn it around. I wouldn't even bother wasting my time. I wouldn't make this video if people couldn't turn it around and change, because I'd be hypocritical, because I used to be like that. So I don't agree with it anymore. I don't hang out with toxic people. That's one of my strict rules. I don't do it. But I will still be a decent person and put information out and help that can help people that are toxic if they want to change. And if they don't and they're angry and they get upset, then that's fine. You have to watch the video, let it continue. If you think your way of life's better, then don't listen to the philosophy I'm offering you. Continue as you're doing, go as you go, do as you please. But for those of you that want to awaken, that's your choice. So success is not luck, it's not a fluke, it's a choice. It's determination, and it's also, success is being kind to other people. And I can give you so many examples. Over the years, I've met so many clients, friends, I've got family members that are just, they're just kind. They're always asking, how are you? They're never talking about themselves, complaining, unloading on you, dumping all of their negative energy. So stop unloading on people. Stop doing that. Control and think about another person. That's one of the best ways to awaken. Stop being selfish. Stop always thinking about you, what you can get, your problems, your life. Think about the next person. Think about how you can be a better person to them. Think about how you can add value to their life. When you do that, your life will change. Become fearless and awaken to the best aspect of your nature, yourself, whatever you want to call it, and watch how things change.